Who would you recommend to do aerial silks?
It's definitely for anyone who's willing to try. They're very hard. It's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of upper body strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you know.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to put the time in, it's great exercise. It's a ton of fun, and I don't know. I always feel accomplished after I've worked on it. It's really fulfilling.
Yeah. Why do you think it's not very known among people, like aerial silks?
I think because there's not a lot of diversity, like dance programs, there's tons of studios all over the place, so there's a lot of opportunity for people to be exposed to it.
Yeah.
And because there's very few facilities and even less credible facilities, people don't feel safe or don't feel like it's accessible to them. And so it's not as well known.
Yeah.
No, okay, I don't know it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, sorry.
We're at a mall.
Oh, okay.
Silks is finding difficulty in spreading throughout the country, and more than just the country, is language. Many schools use different languages to describe the same things, and so transitioning between companies and schools is a lot harder because you have to relearn a vocabulary, and there's no governing body who is regulating that, and so people can just come up with names for tricks.
Believe it's a recognized job nowadays?
I believe it's becoming more recognized. I think 20 years ago, if I went to my parents, I'm going to become a circus artist, they would have laughed in my face. But now it's, like I said, Cirque du Soleil has given a lot of credibility to the art form, and it's all over the place. It's becoming another, I think, fine art.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. There's dual silks, where you have two people on one silk.
Mm-hmm. There's
synchronized silks, where you have many people doing the same act on many silks. And then there's also individual silks. Different things you can get are burns and cuts from the fabric itself. It's a mesh between rug burn and a paper cut, much thicker, and then how we deal with that. So some things we can't continue training with, some we can. So falling.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between doing a drop where you're controlled and you know what's going to happen next and everything's going well, and falling. and falling, you can get very badly hurt, but in most cases we've trained away from that happening, so we know what to do when we're falling, how to grab a hold, how to hit the floor properly if that was to happen. And hopefully it doesn't happen because we put enough training in that we know exactly where we are.
How many hours do you practice per day?
Per day?
Yeah.
It depends on the day. It can range between 3 and 7. It can be even more when we get into production time because there's a difference between training and rehearsing.
Oh, okay.
So when you train, it's a shorter period because you're trying to work very hard to make yourself tire out, right?
Yeah.
But when you're rehearsing, you have to try and conserve your energy because you want to practice things over and over and over again, and so that you can get them clean and looking together.